subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are currently watching to this time, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I did my passport, right? So in that August, she's still waiting. Hey, a waiting season. I was just still waiting. And then around that July, I was like, no job, no this. I got anxious. I'm grateful to God for my roommate, Tolino Pelga. You know, she was like, no. You cannot bring that energy into the house. You know, she said, go for a week. Go on a break for a week. And after 1 week, come back home. You should have been able to clarify some things by then. Like she said, I took a 1 week break to Ife. I went to, just distress, stuff like that. I prayed. I was seeking the face of the Lord. I even read a particular book. I've forgotten the title of the book now. It's about impossible, something about that line. So I read the book. I enjoyed myself. I came back to Lagos, and that was how she was like, So somebody now called her, wanted to give her a job, but she recommended me instead. She said she says it in her heart that God asked her to recommend me. So she recommended me. So, see, this is another thing. Because God has given you a word, you now, like, the word you receive from God, you will always streamline it to your mindset. In my head, I felt like my Mordecai is like somebody that will be big, blah, blah, blah. My roommate was my Mordecai. So my roommates recommended me for the job. So I got in. I did first month, second month, third month. After the third month, they said that they had to let me go. It peppered me because the money was not that big, but it was a start, right? 30K was a start, right? 35,000, I believe. It was a start. It was a good start. So it was a good start. I was happy with 35K. So I did that job. While doing that job, sometime in August, I saw an opportunity. Somebody posted on their Instagram story. This is another thing. You are in a waiting season. Don't just wait and be like this. Be actively waiting. So that I saw that the Future Awards, and I've always loved the Future Awards, and I've always loved them. So that was how I saw the Future Awards, and I was like, oh guys. So I said I would love to volunteer. So I signed up. They gave me a mail. They sent a mail to me. They called me. So I went there. So I was able to work on the Future Awards project. Yeah, I worked on it. I worked on it. It was not easy. I'll share that experience later, but I worked on it by the grace of God. So while working on it, I did a lot of things. It even got to a time, myself, I don't understand the jurisdiction of where I am. Am I doing comms and PR? But we worked on a lot of things. By the end of the day, it was an amazing experience for me. I even met, there was this particular person I met. This particular person. He and I spoke a little bit, but but thank God I didn't even give him my business card, because if I had given him my business card, he might have hired me into something that would have made me miss this my dream job. So see, the way God works, just allow God to carry you. That is sincerely the truth. Just allow God carry you and be led. So August finished, then September entered. Yeah. So September, October. Then in the month of October, the first Sunday in October, all of a sudden, my pastor came on the pulpit. Pastor Epiphany, Pastor Bayo. He came on the pulpit and he was teaching. He wanted to teach the message for the day. But he took us into Esther and Mordecai. And he was now reading it. And one of the things that he said that really struck a chord in me was that it was not until Esther got to the king that she found favor. No. Esther actually found favor every step of the way. Like everybody Esther met, Esther found favor in their eyes. Guys, wait, let me confirm. Is this video recording? Toriko, nice. Okay, it is recorded. So when he said that, Esther found favor with everybody. That day, I came back to my Bible. I sat down with my Bible. And I was reading. I was like, Esther found favor. See, guys, let me even crack one joke. In that Bible verse, another thing I saw about Esther was that before Esther saw the king, it took her 1 year. And in that 1 year, oh, Esther was taking care of her skin. Esther was polishing her language. Esther was like, Esther was making sure that when she shows up, she does not just show up, but she shows up. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, forget about it. All right, so to cut the long story short, I noticed all those things that day, guys. I sincerely, I went to buy skincare products. Me that before I used to be like, hello, I cannot. It's waste of money. I used to be like it's waste of money. Oh. I used to feel like it was waste of money. See, that day I brought out a list. I want to change my wardrobe. I need new jackets. I need new tops. I need new trousers. I need gowns. I need, all this traditional attire. Like, I started coming up with list of things I want. When I started for 1 year. For 1 year. So the skin of Esther that was being described in the Bible, her face, her beauty, her this, her that was being described in the Bible, it took 1 year to build it though. Who told you that God is not a God of process? God is a God of process. So but let me continue. So I saw that and I was like, God, favor, favor. So I started praying for favor. I started praying that I embody favor. Like, I embody what it means to be favored. I started praying that prayer. I embody what it means to be favored. The eyes that sees me favors me. And that's one prayer DDK used to pray. The eyes that sees me favors me. That people are kind to me. These are declarations when no be shingbai. I said, like say, the heart of people gravitates towards me. I am loved. Not any kind of loved. I am loved with a God kind of love. Like, people gravitate towards, people are kind to me. I'm not lying. I declared it too. I just started doing all those. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to be doing a video where I talk about all my declarations for 2023. I'm going to talk about it. So, I saw that. So I started praying, right? Then, sometime in November, when we entered November, all of a sudden, I was broke. There was no money. I was like, how can I be staying in Lagos and I am broke? How will I go out? How will I do this? I was broke. Expenses, obligations, responsibilities were screaming at me. And I was like, how do I go about this? Kaifi. Then I was like, God help me. God help me. God, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. So, it was going to be finest worship. The Sunday before finest worship, I was not feeling fine. Body-wise. I was not feeling fine. But before I say this, let me talk about the tests in my testimony. The first test in my testimony happened in the month of August. There was this particular program, Big Jump, that opened up. So when that program opened up, it was going to be a 3-month mentorship with a 1 year, working, like you work full time. Like, it was a full package. This was a full package. It was literally something that I wanted. You get to work, you get to do this, you get to do that. It was literally what I wanted. So I signed up for it, and my roommate Tolu also signed up for it. Guys, in long story let me call it short. That was how they hired Tolu instead of hiring me. No, not instead. Like, they picked Tolu. I didn't get in. Tolu got in, and I didn't get in. That date was not easy. Even Toluga was like, how will I feel? Things like that. I was feeling bad. I would not lie. I was feeling bad. I was feeling like, Tolu already did this. Tolu already has this. Tolu already has that. Why can't I just have it? And there was something God told me. So God told me, God was said, Tolu is my daughter. I was like, He said, Tolu is my daughter. You are also my daughter. And what I will do is I will give for each person what they need for their journey. Ha! When God told me that, I was like, whoa. I will give for each what they need for their journey. And I've always been this kind of person that I love my journey. I embrace my journey. I evolve in my journey. I am like, my journey inspires me. And I don't want to be on another race. I just want to be on my own race. I love living by design. I love it. I love living by design. I love my journey, my race. When God told me that, I felt, oh my God. So I said, okay, thank you, Heavenly Father. I changed my perspective. I started loving up on, started celebrating my friend, and I was just so content with that. So I was content. Then again in September, right, there was this guy I met during the Future Awards. He already spoke about how he would love to have me on his team. He already said everything. It now remained for me to give him my number. Guys, I went to give him the number that, Tolu Akemi. See guys, I felt like beating myself. I cried though. Because I was like, oh my God, did I just lose an opportunity? I cried though. But I forgave myself. I told myself, I said, God, God of mercy. I held on to the God of mercy. Then again, around October into November, I just started getting unhealthily jealous of Tolu. Tolu was always going out to work. In the morning, she would have, Motilo, I would be sleeping. And I was feeling like, that I don't like the fact that I'm always at home. I'm doing my own stuff here. I'm doing my own stuff on WhatsApp. I'm doing my own stuff and I'm enjoying it. But then I was like, that me too. I would love to also be going to work every morning now. It's good. That means I want structure in my life, things like that. Then secondly, one day like that, Tolu just came and she was like, she wants to go and use her HMO to do her teeth. Hey, I was like, me too. You mean not fair HMO? Me too, I want HMO. I was like, me too, I want HMO. Sheye was talking to me about the fact that Sheye is another friend of mine. About the fact that he has HMO. I was like, hey God, I also want HMO. But then, instead of allowing myself to just allow those insecurity swallow me, I decided to talk about it with my roommate. So that day we were going to church together, and I just told Tolu, I said, Tolu, that I'm not going to lie. You wake up every morning, you go to work. Sometimes it makes me feel like sometimes I also want to go to work and stuff like that. And I said, well, there's another thing I have noticed that I have come to understand is that what I have, people want. What people have, I want. What you have, I want. And I said, I've decided to not just allow myself to just wallow in that to just embrace this season, that I'm not that idle. I'm still doing my stuff and I enjoy doing my stuff. And I just love the fact that, but I said, like, I'm inspired by, I love the fact that you go to work every day and I wish I can go to work every day too. But I'm not going to let that shift my focus from enjoying my own season myself. Tolu was like, well, that's so true. What you said is so true. I was like, thank you very much. So I kept enjoying my season. I was building my community. Meanwhile, the Spirit of God already laid it in my heart that the year 2024 for me was going to be a year of building. Like, it was going to be a year that I was going to take roots downward so that I can bear fruit upward in 2025. That was what the Spirit of God told me about 2024. And then, when he told me that word, I was just like, what does this word mean? For me, the way I interpreted it, I said, okay, it will mean for my different business and these things that I do, let me start forming structure. Don't let me just build on my own. Let me build with people. So I started changing the structure of singles and intentionally waiting community, serious service community. So I started changing the structure. I started changing the structure like that. So it was not just a me thing. It has now become a we thing. Do you get? So in the sense that stuff like this can operate, whether I'm there or I'm not there, it can operate on its own, right? So I started doing that. Thank God I did that. So fast forward, November came. So those were the tests that happened towards this testimony. So one thing I never do in all those seasons, in all those times, is I never allow myself to wallow too long. Nah, I was always making sure my heart is pure. I was always guarding my heart. I was always guarding my heart. So I moved into November. So we are still in November, right? So like I said, somebody called me from, where I worked at TF, and they were like, this kid company needs a job for 1 month. Can you come in for 1 month every day? I said, sure. Guy, I dey look for money now. I was like, sure, no problem. So after I said that, after I was like, sure, no problem, thank you so much, this, da 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 da, they will call me, oh. They will call me, oh. They will call me, oh. They did not call me. They did not call me. But then one of the things I did was around that time, Recalibrate program did a program, and I'm grateful for the amazing people I met during Recalibrate prayers. So Recalibrate people did program. I went for the program. Thank God for my friend Desola. She was one that was like, Tolu Akemi go, Tolu Akemi go, Tolu Akemi go. I went for the program. Amazing. I met people. I met amazing people. It was such an amazing journey. So, I started introducing myself as a communication and PR person and a community development person, community manager and development person. So I started enjoying, I said, I was just enjoying the season I was in. Like, I was enjoying it and I was content with it. That was another thing. I was enjoying it and I was content with it. Then November happened. Let me be sure of the dates. I want to be sure of the dates. Around 10:59 p.m., I got a DM from somebody. Her name is Minister Moji. I got a DM from Minister Moji. The thing is, I sleep early. I'm an early sleeper. So, Monday then soon. So, November 13th at 10:59, I got a DM from her, but I was asleep. So, I'm always awake in the middle of the night. Yes. So when I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw her DM, I was like, this woman on a normal day does not message me. So what's up? So I felt like, okay, let me message her the next day on Tuesday. So I messaged her on Tuesday. She did not pick up at first. I messaged her, she did not reply at first. I was like, okay. But before this, let me say something. The Sunday before that day, which was November 12th, in church, pastor was we did pre-finest worship service. So pastor was ministering, and pastor was blessing us. We were dancing. That day I was not feeling fine, but I danced. I was dancing. I was just so grateful for the season I was in. Not even for anything, but I was just grateful for the season I was on. Just being grateful. I was like, èmi náà rèé níwájú Olúwa. I was grateful. Then that Monday happened. Then Tuesday, I sent her a message. I was like, good afternoon, morning, ma. Good afternoon, ma. She did not reply again. Then in the afternoon again, it came to my heart to message her again. I said, this one, me, I'll message you. If she does not reply, she does not reply. So I messaged again. Good afternoon, ma. Few hours after, I just saw a DM that sent me your call number. I want to call you. So she called me. I was like, good afternoon, ma. How are you doing? She was like, Tolu Akemi, what have you been doing since you were in Lagos? I said, ma, I did TFA. Come and stay. Hey, Baka, I did TFA, I did this, I did that. She now said, all these things you've done, put it in your CV. I was like, okay. So I did it. I put it in my CV. She was like, send it to me now. I was even going to say Tolu to help me to look through, but Tolu was quite busy with work. She was working remotely. So I just felt like, well, she started to send it because the thing is, this particular woman, Mr. Moji, she has asked me to send my CV a lot of times that I sent it. The first time I sent it to her, she gave me basbos. She was like, CV, call it. But then I never allowed her comments to change the way I see her. I was still honor and I was still respecting her. If I see her in church, I might run away 2 minutes after I greet her, but I will still greet. Like, it was still, my heart was still honoring her. So I sent it to her. A few minutes after, I just got, so you'll be having an interview. I was like, interview? Yeah, Joe, but nothing but. You'll be having an interview on the 17th of November. This is the address. This is the contact person. I was like, So I went to meet my roommate. I was like, Tolu, see, am I not reading right? See now. Tolu was like, wow, God is good. Like, she was already rejoicing. But what's he rejoicing? Emission she, So, cut long story short, I was like that. Ma, thank you. No, thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. As at that Tuesday, I was saying, thank you very much, ma. God bless you, ma. God bless you, ma. Yes, I will go. Abina, who am I not to go? I will. Jackpa. So, Wednesday, I was sure at home. Then Thursday happened. So, meanwhile, she now sent me a message that, Tolu, this your CV. It's not quality. She sent me a message. When she said it's not quality, I was like, hey, God. Hey, is this my CV? She was like, it's not quality. But the person said they want to see you, Sha. I said, amen. They will see me in Jesus' name. So Thursday, Tolu was going to go for finance worship a day earlier. Finance worship was on Friday, so she went a day earlier. So on that Thursday, Tolu was like, she felt led to pray for me. So she held my hands and she was praying for me. She was blessing me. Guys. When Tolu was blessing me, she made a statement. She said, and God will inspire in you instructions. I held on to that word. When she said it, I held on to it. Instructions. I need instruction. How do I prepare? So when she said that on that Thursday, after morning dew, I just went back to sleep. By the way, guys, I couldn't listen to morning dew because I needed to film this video. But I'm going to do this thing later. Catch up later. So after morning dew, when she left, after morning dew, I just went back to sleep. But I woke up and something in me just said, go and even check these people out on Instagram. So guys, I sat down with their post from day one and I was swiping. Right now, I'm going to time it. And I was swiping. So I was swiping, I was seeing a lot of things. I was just taking notes. Then on Thursday, that Thursday afternoon, that was when Minister Moji messaged me that, Atolu Akemi, have you prepared? Have you prepared for your interview? Oh yeah, what clothes do you want to wear? She picked out my clothes. And I was like, I've prepared the best way I can. So she picked out my clothes. And on Friday, I dressed up. Then when I woke up on Friday, I just sent it in my heart to dance. I was like, dance. So I started playing music. Jesus, yeah, hey, you have done it again. Jesus, yeah. So I started dancing.